Hello everyone, I hope y'all can hear me. Today we're going to start the newfound adventure of Patch 6.1, so spoilers ahead. And I will post this to YouTube next week. So this is your warning. After a week, I don't see it as spoilers anymore. Alright, so let's get this party started. Taro is putting on a pot of tea and looks in need of company. Alright? Connor, how lovely to see you. If you're not too much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Sure. Take a seat. Then I'll find us something to nibble on as well. Hopefully my sound's alright, so y'all can hear me. Can't be too loud because wifey's asleep.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around. Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand. I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it. What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
Punning you to the moon.
Traveling to the edge of existence and back wasn't enough? Well, if that's the case, I might have a suggestion for you. You've fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while? Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again, and travel the world in search of wonder.
You're right, who knows, the mysteries are still waiting to be discovered. That's a great idea, but where to start? Go with the first one.
Oh, that's the spirit! I can feel from here the blazing fire that just lit in your belly. Now, all you need is a destination.
Actually, all I need is a starting point. I can find a destination.
If you're having trouble deciding,
that's
just leave it to me.
That's the whole point of adventure.
Thavnair. That's where you should go next. I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzat the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Ritra would be pleased to see you. Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance. Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
But do I get to punch you to the moon?
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress.
That's fine, I got my Gora gear.
Shouldn't take much longer now, though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
Making sure it has pockets. The only good thing about Haru is clothes she makes.
Knot the threads with love and care. Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement. I am one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims. Don't worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across. Oh, we mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
Hurry up, Tataru, you're taking too long. You're boring me and my character to sleep. This place looks awesome. I think he may be the god of destruction in this game. Of the 12. But we'll find out in this newfound adventure.
Ah, you're awake.
And you're just watching me, sleepy little creep.
My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall.
But the question is, am I
If you'll
going to glimmer
accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
Am I going to glimmer, or am I still going to use my Garo gear? That's the question I'm asking myself. Yeah, I really like this Garo gear, but I also like the idea of being an adventurer again, just wearing normal clothing. Observe as the artiste refines her piece into a masterpiece. And no napping this time. I only need a moment, you'll see. And a little more room in the shoulders. Okay, you didn't get to read that, but okay. All done. Let's see how. Let me know if you can hear me fine. I wouldn't have to redo the voice on my voiceover when I upload to YouTube. I'm so glad you approve. Oh, stop, you make me blush. Oh, stop, you make me blush. Had a bubble in my throat. If you really want to thank me, though, all I ask is that you wear this on your travels. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. They'll look at you, a famous hero who wonders, whoever did she purchase those stylish, particular garments? Practical garments, and before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other to place orders at Tataru's Taru Bouquet. Boutique, I mean. Muhaha. I can hear it now. The merrily clink clink of gil overflowing from my coffer. Sweet music to my ears. Greedy bastard. This has to be level 1 gear, right? For a going merchant empire aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapter of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. I wonder how you'll remember all your experience and exploits without taking at least a few notes. Oh, maybe you should start doing just that. You'll never know when some odd past details might become relevant. Or if one day you'll take a blow to the head and forget the better part of your past decade. Something to keep in mind if in any case. Collection expanded, the unending codex. I'm not reading all that. Signs of the Seventh Dawn, we all know that stuff. The final days, we were all here for it, so no need to re-go through it. The unending codex is available under collections in the duty selection of the menu. New entries for prominent terms of characters will be added to the codex as you progress through the main scenario quests. Tabard, fingerless gloves, wayfarer. Oh. So there is no headpiece. Yep, level 1. I might go emerald in a little bit. Tataru has some advice to share with you. As a former receptionist and sometimes intelligence gatherer of the sounds, allow me to offer you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to simply fall into your lap. Adventurers rely on gossip, and the best place to pick up information are taverns and markets. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in a tavern, I suggest you explore your options at Mahanis, I can't pronounce that, the finest drinking establishment in Razadhan. Charm the employees, and they'll not only point you in the direction of the local tellers, but also share with you the tricks of loosening their tongues. Now I must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey, Connor, and may fair fortune find you. Let's go back to Gridania right quick, so I can put this new stuff in the glamour dresser. Yeah, that's the new one we just got. Was there no leg piece? Boots, fingerless, gloves, and top. I'll switch back to Gar when I go back to PvP. Yeah, where? That's not it. Where is Taverny on this map? Time to get the story started. At least all the sanctuaries got good music. Welcome to the tavern. Oh hell, I did not recognize you at first. Are you here alone? Let me find you a table. Ruins beneath the bounty. Would you be speaking of the sunken treasure vault? We have one regular historian, in fact, who could tell you all about it. Ah, there he is, Professor Jahin. I thought I saw him come in. Although a somewhat private sort, the professor is quick to befriend those who share his fondness for Mahin's unique beverages. Offer him a drink from our selection and he should happily share everything he knows about the vault you seek, and a few other odd bits besides. Whatever you buy for him is on the house, by the way. If Mahid found out I took coin from a Taverner's Savior, if I took coin from Taverner's Savior, she would have me scrubbing pots for a week. Yes. The following events cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending Duty Finder registrations. And what may I do for you, my Eorzean friend? And where did you hear of such a thing, eh? I suppose I could tell you about it, except the tale is rather long and my throat is so very dry. Here we are, one of Mahid's finest. Enjoy. Ah, lovely. Bottoms up. Jahin empties a cup in a single pull. Now, where to begin? Might assume you've heard of Al-Zadal. He was Khan of the Ari tribe, which sailed to Tavernier from the mainland, and a key figure in the history of Razathan. His decision to aid the Arcasador is what ultimately won them the war against the Gajur, thus allowing our predecessors to lay the foundation for this thriving city-state. The truly fascinating stories, however, concern his grandson, Alzadal III, who was known for his deeds as satrap of Razathan's early days. Some attest that this man traveled to another world entirely and returned with glittering riches. Others that he brokered an alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. Then there's the tale of the sunken vault, the one you seem most curious about. According to this legend, Azadal III claimed a small island somewhere in the middle of the bounty, where he built a structure reaching clear to the bottom of the sea, a deep and secret storehouse, and locked all his worldly wealth within. In the centuries since, whenever a natural disaster or hardship befell Razathan, folk would remember that tale of hidden treasure. Hardy souls would set out to claim their fortune, but precious few ever made it home. I think that's the word. Would you like to hear more? Apologies, I have a slight tickle in my... Oh, my cup appears to be empty. Let's get another one. I see we reached an understanding. You're a sharp-horned adventurer. Another for the professor. Oh, today is a splendid day to visit the Mahim. He gulps down his newest drink with gusto. Where were we? Yeah. Those who did return from seeking the treasure vault fairly refused to speak of what they saw. Did this discourage others? Nay. Quite the opposite. Such accounts only served to feed the legend, and the golden lore grew stronger than ever before. That reminds me of something Azahama was saying. Azahama's a fellow connoisseur of spiritual potables. Yes, he is. Anyway, he was saying that one of his acquaintances went after the treasure himself. Hasn't been seen since he set sail. But he did have no, I can say no more. You seem the generous sort. What kind of man would I be to encourage what is clearly a foolhardy quest? If my words sent you to your death, I can never live with myself. I'm an adventurer who saved the entire world. You're not gonna send me to my death, not yet. I am no stranger to peril. Is that so? Perhaps it is your turn to tell the tale then. What manner of dangers have you faced? Where to begin? To the very edge of existence. From anyone else, I struggle to believe it, but I recognize you now. You're the hero of the final days. A drink. I need another drink to settle my nerves, me. More of the same, if you please. As you wish. But this one isn't on your coin, Professor. Then he drains yet another cup dry. Reminds me of the guy in the carriage in A Realm Reborn, and the guy we meet in the very beginning of Shadowbringers. Anyway, you being who you are, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share a little more. This friend of Ashama's, he was the shepherd to buy the treasure map, one which showed the way to the entrance of the vault. Seemed he could only get it from some merchant, what's his name? But I forget. Let's drink a toast to you, my new best friend. More drink. I'll just say nothing. Be right with me. Yep, he's a drunk. How are you parched when you just drunk all that? we talking about how you want to know where Azama is? Around this time, he's often at the usual foot. You have learned some useful information regarding the undersea vault. If Shaheen were more coherent, however, he may have more details to share. Yeah, he's gonna need someone to take him back to the hotel room. Yes, I understand. And who might you be? All true, I'm afraid. My friend took a ship out in search for the legacy, and I have been watching for his sails ever since. I tried to dissuade him, of course, but he refused to listen. All he could talk about was finding that vault. And that look in his eyes, I knew it wasn't common gold or jewels he lusted after. He wasn't hunting as of the worldly hoard, and his ambition would not be denied. I see it in you too, the appetite for the mysterious and the unknown. But I'll not attempt to turn you from your path. I know too well the brutality of that endeavor. So I will tell you what my friend told me, how he convinced a merchant in the bazaar to give him a rough location of the vault's entrance. It seems this merchant, one Zahao, I believe, is selling a map which shows the exact route, but my friend's purse was too light for its exorbitant price. With what meager wealth he had, he instead paid to learn that there are ruins on a small island somewhere in the bounty, and within those ruins hide the path to the vault deep below. If you truly intend to seek the treasure, I suggest you put your affairs in order. I wish things were different, but I do not believe my friend is ever coming home.
Please, Ashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
What's all this about?
My mother and father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name. This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Arzadal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
A map to Alzadal's legacy?
So he says. A fake, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage. You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession. A priceless artifact it is, discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches. And I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. Be glad I am no such king, boy. Your scrawny-eyed would never return with that treasure alive.
Oh, cruel fate! Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim? How I shall envy the one who purchases that precious map! Whatever they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoard they stand to uncover.
Coincidentally.
What of you, sir? Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the challenge of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
A fortune, you say?
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
I'll take it. Will this cover the price? Well met, my friend. Someone is dressed for adventure.
Yep.
But why Thavner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping. Ruins beneath the Bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
And now I've fleeced one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
Never took you for a treasure hunter.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself. If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days. I hope to do for Thavner what you and Alphino did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove. Come now. You know Alphino needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits.
That's true.
Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought.
Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent, whether the map leads us to the vault or not. You are coming along, yes?
You know it. 2 dragoons on a journey.
I thought as much.
Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
You will recall I spoke of visiting Thavnir at Victor's request. Well, he finally invited me to a feast and made his proposal once I was too full of Harnish delights to refuse. He wishes me to train the Radiant Host in lance work. But that is a tale for another time. What we need now is a merchant or a Thalin with a ship right for open seas. Matiza is a fisherman by trade, yes. We should head to Akayal and see if he can help us. Oh, I never talked to this Chocobo Keith. Talk to him right quick. Alright. Can't wait to see where this story takes us. Don't think I need that on the hot bar anymore. That should. So that should fix my hot bar for a little bit. My friends, what brings you to our humble village? So you need a seaworthy vessel to seek these ruins. Considering it was your deeds which allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone would be glad to have a chance to repay the favor. Wait here and I will have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Have you noticed our little shadow? He's been following us since we left the city. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. It is you. Do you know how far out of the way we walk so that you don't cross paths with some wild beast? I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Tavernier? You are. I know you are. And I've gone and cheated you. I work with Zahal, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to pay the pleading orphan and convince a crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. I'm ashamed of what I've done and beg for your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would have starved. Where we be? Enough. I knew your game, and I paid the price willingly. A fortunate purchase, as it turned out. For my friend here was seeking those very ruins. You are kind to overlook the wrong I've done you, but there is more you need to know. The map you bought is very real, as the island shows. I overheard Azal selling the information to another customer. He told that man where he needed to search, about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. Then the man sailed out to find a fortune never to return. You cannot go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you, maybe even a whole army. I do not doubt the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us, there is little we cannot overcome. True, there's 2 dragoons standing right in front of you. Please, I cannot bear the thought of assuming we find any. Still, it may prove wise to bring some companions along all the same. Any ideas of whom to approach? The Scions have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Thancred and Uyange, Alphanor and Alizé, Graha and Alala, Lastoya. Let's go ahead and ask the mommy of Final Fantasy to come with us. Her Majesty would be a welcome addition, but I am loath to interrupt her research. Mayhap we could as a less pricky companion. Okay. Might as well. Those 2 would answer our call, certainly, but they left the Rising Stone with a definitive task, and I am loath to. Let's just go with Alphino and Alizé. Little Lord Alphino and his sister, were they not bound for Garlemald, they have far more important matters to attend to. Okay, Graha, Tia, and Krill. If not, just find some adventurers to go with us. Krill may have her hands full about the students, but if you search out Graha, he would surely leap at the invitation. But that's... yes, if that man is the strongest. Is he though? Strong, I mean? Yeah. What is your name, boy? Maharaj, sir. Well, Maharaj, your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I am not proud of what I do, but what choice do I have? We need to eat, and everyone's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with 2 grovelly orphans. Wait, boy. I didn't take this roundabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly. Let me walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me a Stenian. Justinian is ready to escort the safety. Alright. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the Annex. Someone there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let us be off too. Do me a favor and don't stray from the path. Oh, Charlie. Pretty much all the gear I just got from that quest, I just spent in teleporting fees.